Gary Gibson is wondering if his father, if his dad there, Nigel, would like to, I suppose, has anything to say, would like to say anything. He'd just like to receive a reading for guidance, really, and to see if Nigel is around, if his dad is around there, and if he's around now and again, and if he hears Gary there when I suppose when he's a bit down, man, talking to his dad. So do you hear him there, Nigel? Is it straight saying Nigel, the name Nigel? It's a quick story there. You go shopping, don't you? And I always go to the local shops, and there was somebody coming past in a white van shouting, "Nigel! Nigel, right, Nigel!" And anyway, he stopped the van and he went in the shop, and I waited outside, and he come out and he said, "Nigel." I said, "My name isn't Nigel." He said, "Oh, I thought it was." I said, "No. Apparently there's this person called Nigel, and I'm clearly a spitting image or a double of this person. He thought it was me. It was Nigel." Anyway, it transpired that he came past in the van and shouted Nigel again, and I thought, well, he clearly didn't hear what I told him when we were at the shops that time. So went in one ear and out of the other. There's an example of when a message isn't sort of taken sort of by the living. Let's see if we can, not so much see if we got a message from the dad, but just from somebody who's probably living just a bit more and probably a bit more aware of things than the ones who are living in the physical, as you would say. And we'll just give Nigel a shout and just see if he can join us and see what the crack is there. So no further ado, less about me and more about your dad there, Gary. We're going to use these mediumship cards. I suppose you could call them conversation cards, couldn't you? In the sense of, I suppose I call them a phrase book from the other side, in the sense each card has a sentence on it, a pre-written sentence, and then when you shuffle them, of course they're manipulated by spirit and placed in a certain order that's thought to be spirit placing them. So as we shuffle the cards, we shuffle them, but we'll ask Nigel to place them in the order, so to provide a message for you. So as we shuffle, we just simply say, "Spirit of Nigel, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Nigel, through these cards and move among us. Spirit of Nigel, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Nigel, through these cards and move among us. Spirit of Nigel, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Nigel, through these cards and move among us. Blessed be to Nigel and all absent friends." And Nigel isn't as absent at the moment, are you, Nigel, at the moment? Because as we cut the deck, he provides his energy with the message. Well, the deck splits is where it's thought to be at its most energetic point. So, of course, now Nigel has joined us. We welcome you, Nigel, to our setting. I'm sure you just heard what I was saying earlier on. And no, you don't look like me, so that's okay. That's one blessing in disguise. But I'd like to thank you for your presence, for joining us at this setting, and with Gary, and we'd just like to thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. And we do appreciate and respect that, regardless of our faults and whatever. And of course, Gary was just wondering if you hear him when you call out there, when he calls out or whatever. So let's have a look and let's see what we've got, if this might clarify anything, or confirm anything, as you could call it. I normally pull out 3 cards, in the sense of, I suppose you could say, beginning, middle and end of a statement, couldn't you? If each card has a sentence on it, or beginning and middle and end of a paragraph or whatever, I'll just say, just roughly, a minimum of 3 cards, and then after that, of course, if we feel any more coming out, we'll pull them out by all means. Well, let's just see what the first 3 are. Let's just try and establish some form of legible thing there. He's just saying my mind is free, Gary. I just want you to know my mind is free. Why am I sort of sensing here, getting a feeling as though, okay, big deal, he was troubled in some way. I don't know, either like depression well, I hope I'm wrong actually, but I'm just sort of getting as though with him saying my mind is free, as if there was something on his mind, something troubling him in some way. We don't know how he passed away. I've got an idea, but I don't want to say it just in case I'm wrong, and I hope I am, so I'll keep my gob shut, if you don't mind, Nigel, just for now. Because it doesn't matter anyway, does it really? The fact of the matter is, your mind is free and you're at peace. And I just want to just see now what else is coming. Because we want to know if you hear him. Just flip the next card nice and slow there, and then we'll just show that there to see what that's about. And he's just saying, it's beautiful where I am, Gary. I don't know if you've been asking where I am, or if I'm in heaven or hell or paradise or bloody purgatory or whatever. You'd be wondering where I am. I just want you to know that it's beautiful where I am. I got a funny feeling as though he is, I was like joking about it, but certainly he's got a smile on his face when he's saying that, in the sense, don't worry, I'm not in hell, I'm okay. It's not that scary. It may have been a bit scary when I was troubled where I was. I think hell is on earth. I got a funny feeling he's saying hell is on earth, so don't worry about that, Gary. I got a feeling as though that's what you're saying there, Nigel. And the fact that it's beautiful where you are now, of course, is that's a nice thing to know, isn't it? Because that's probably why his mind is free as well. Why, if you get what I mean. It sort of adds up, doesn't it? I want to just pull out the next card though. I just want to see what else, I suppose you could say, the third thing, beginning, middle and end of the statement. He's just saying that, he's just using the card that said it was my time to go. My mind is free, it's beautiful where I am, it was my time to go. I suppose whenever we go through, or for whatever reason, it's our time to go, I know, but he was just saying it was my time to go. When the sea comes to the shore and washes the footprints away. But nevertheless, it doesn't mean I wasn't there. You can see me footprints here, Gary, but because me footprints don't suddenly there because the sea came in and washed them away, doesn't mean they weren't there. It means they've gone. And they were there in the sense I was there, but it doesn't mean I'm not there anymore. It just means the footprints and the evidence of my existence, if you know what I mean. I'm sort of not saying this right, so sorry, Nigel. I'm not quite putting it. I mean it the other way, really. I existed, but my body's been washed away, but the thing that caused the footprints isn't. If the thing that created the footprints isn't, but where I am, it's beautiful now, and I've no need to make footprints on earth, because I'm making footprints in the beautiful place that I am now, that I'm in now. I think that's what he's trying to say, isn't he, Nigel? That's what you're trying to get over. I've got a funny feeling as though some more cards want to come out here, in a sense, more energies. Nigel's trying to go, your dad's just trying to you go on and pull the next one if you dare, and I'm going to do, and he's just there, that one here, and that just says that I watch over you every day, Gary. When you call out, I've got a funny feeling as though that is the sort of hello. I think, you know, I do hear you, in a sense. I watch over you every day. Even if I didn't hear you, I'd certainly see you. But he of course, it's the metaphorical thing, and of course he hears you as well as sees you, because he's watching over you in that sense. I want to pull out another card here. I'm sort of greedy for cards here. I don't know if he's got a lot to say all of a sudden. But I watch over you every day, and he's just, I think he's trying to confirm the reason why his mind is free now. He's just saying, although you may not understand it now, Gary, everything happens for a reason. Although you may not understand why things happened and why past it, yes, it was my time to go. My number was up, as I got a funny feeling he said that. I don't know why, or he said something similar to that. And that's. But nevertheless, my mind is free. I'm okay about it now. I'm in a beautiful place, and it doesn't bother me. It probably bothers you more, Gary, than it bothers me. But I want you to know that where I'm now, I'm able to watch over you every day, and I just want you to know that although you may not understand it now, in the sense you may not be able to appreciate what's been going on or whatever, what happened, and not be able to accept it, probably, maybe, in that regard, although you may find it hard to accept, nevertheless, it all happens for a reason. Now, of course, what is that reason? I don't know what that reason is, but it's happening for a reason, and maybe the reason could be, I don't know. I've just said it could be, and I just had a thought then, and he just went, because I thought, no, it can't be that, in the sense it can't be, no, it's not watching, but everything happened for a reason. This passing, I mean, you can never say, oh, well, that happened for that reason or whatever, but the way things are, I've got a funny thing is though he's sort of saying, the way things are happening now with you, not so much what caused my passing, my transition into the Summerlands, but more the things that are happening to you now, Gary, happening for a reason, and he's sort of focusing on that, as opposed to what happened to him happens for a reason. Not so much, although you may not understand it, why I passed away now, and what caused it, and but everybody passes away for a reason or whatever. He's not saying that. He's saying, although you may not understand what's happening to you right now, everything happens for a reason. He's sort of like talking present tense, aren't you, Nigel? And I want to pull another card here, and I shouldn't, because I'm going to pull out the old bloody deck if I'm not careful. But I just feel this one wants to come out, in the sense Nigel just wants to sort of just say this the final thing or whatever, and it's using the card that just says we will be together again. So although you may not understand it now, things happen for a reason, and I want you to know we will be together again here. I watch over you for now in the interim. I watch over you every day, as you know, and I'm there watching over you, just checking on you and whatever. But of course, we don't want to We don't want to hasten the inevitable or anything like that. Everything has its own time, just like it was my time to go. Yes, it'll be your time to go, but when that time comes, don't hasten it or do anything silly in the interim. I got a funny feeling as though he sort of knows that a thought has crossed your mind. Now, of course, thoughts are not deeds, and this is the thing. And if we can control those thoughts are not deeds. So we can get a grip, if that's the right, the rights. Why I'm sort of thinking, I keep thinking depression. I know it might not be. I hope it bloody isn't. I hope it's totally something definite. Hoping. I mean, you got to hope that. Oh God, I hope that it was something as bad, but not that. But what I mean is, why I'm sort of thinking as though the problem he had is, I wouldn't say hereditary, but certainly runs in the family in a sense of he's not the only one who's suffered with it, or I don't know. And because I haven't got a PhD and I'm not a doctor, as you would say, I couldn't tell you if things like that do run in families, or if it's due to the fact that we're a product of our environment, and it's that causes it. But either way, regardless of that, I want another card. I don't know why. Why, Gary? Why? I don't know. But Nigel, your dad there's just grabbing, says, I want another card. Just say, Luke, it doesn't matter. In the sense of, Luke, he's saying, there's no time where I am, Gary. Time is only on the earth. And he's as if he's saying time is, of course, nevertheless, it is a finite resource. You've got very little of it. Use it wisely, and try and get as much of it as you can. You haven't got much time. You haven't got much time left, but you got more time with me than you have where you are now, where I was with you. But in the sense, there's no time where I am in a timeless dimension. There's no need for time, because that's part of the dimensions, isn't it, that we're in. But of course, because there's no time where I am, I always tend to focus this on the fact that he can be, because there's no time where I am, he can be with you watching this video, as you would say, right now, because he's not sort of subject to, this is happening now, this is being recorded or videoed now, that's it, it's over, you're watching a recording of the past, which is what you were doing. But effectively, because Nigel, your dad isn't, Gary, your dad isn't stuck in time, as you would say, he can move through time and space and can be with you now as you watch this video. So effectively, he's there now. A strange sort of concept that, but when you think about it, that's it's like doing it all again in the whole setting again, isn't it? I suppose if you play it back as well, you can probably be there again. But of course, that's another philosophical thing that I got a funny feeling he was into that sort of arguments, but philosophical conversations, like what's the sound of one hand clapping and all that sort of thing. He probably knew what blows the wind or the flag. What moves the wind or the flag. He probably might know the answer to that one as well, knowing Nigel, being the smart arse that he is. But laughing and joking about that, Nigel, it was great meeting you, great chatting with you in that sense, and it's nice to know that you've got a bit of a smile going on as well there, and just reminding us that yes, regardless that although you're in a timeless dimension, I suppose that's another philosophical argument or discussion about eternity. Is there such thing as eternity, or does it not exist anyway because there's no need for it? Because eternity would imply that something is lasting forever in the sense of time going on forever, which it doesn't, does it? It's timeless. You have to sort of think of time and space as time as an actual thing, like space, or an object within that space. Time is like, you have to think of it as something, as a thing like that, as opposed to just moving through a period of experiencing something, as you would say. And that's what they say, isn't it? Time was created at the time of the Big Bang, as you would say, or whatever, creation, whatever you want to believe. Time came into existence with space and matter, or things, and the area within it, the thing exists within. So I suppose that's, I don't know if he's getting, I don't know if you're trying to get me into a philosophical conversation there, Nigel, but you're doing a bloody damn good job. So with that, I think what we'll do, I'll leave that as food for thought, and I've got a funny feeling he wants to leave you with food for thought, but just to say his mind is free, and he's no needs to be bothered with trivial things. Well, I'm sort of thinking, getting like, I don't have to worry about trivial things anymore, but nevertheless, philosophising over them is another kettle of fish, isn't it? Maybe by philosophising over trivial things, it took his mind off the thing that was troubling him. I honestly don't know why I'm sort of coming around to that. I don't know what that's about. But either way, your mind is free. It's in the past, isn't it? If there's such thing as a past where you are now. But either way, it's happened, and that's it. And it's not happening anymore. Because for as much as you can move through time and space back to the time when it was happening, you can also move to a time when it isn't happening anymore. And that's a good thing, isn't it, Gary? So with that, Nigel, we're going to leave you be now. I think you've had enough of me. I think Gary has as well. So for now, what we'll do, we'll just gather up all the cards here, all the little messages you've left, and we'll just place them neatly in a pile, and we'll just turn them over upside down, just out of respect for Spirit, out of respect for Nigel there. It's great meeting you there. And of course, that love you for the Father has for his Son, and that, of course, that love is the law, love is the bond. Merry did we meet, Nigel, and Nigel, merry do we now part, and merry may we meet again. I hope we do anyway. It's a nice experience, that, wasn't it? And we'll just place the cards on the rest of the deck on top of Nigel's cards there, and we just lay Nigel to rest. Bye, Nigel, back to the Summerlands. Until next time, and we just close our eyes and we just imagine a door wide open with a light coming through it. And as we do, we imagine that door closing slowly. And as it closes there, it closes until it's closed and there's no light coming through. You just see a crack probably, and it's closed. And we can open our eyes again and return back to the darkness, to this cruel, harsh world that we must all draw our breath in pain to tell the story of, until the rest is silence. But for now, blessed be to Nigel and all absent friends.